Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from Florals.com and today I have another process video for you. It's another multi-photo layout. This time I'm scrapbooking some beach photos. This was just from a random day we went to the beach close to July 4th. It was not too crowded, it was a beautiful day, and I'm using the DCWV Coastal paper pad for this layout. It's been a while since I've worked with this one, so I was really excited to pull it out again. I have used this for a variety of non-beach layouts, but I've also used it for quite a few water-themed and beach-themed layouts, so I'm glad to be bringing it back. And I am bringing another pre-printed paper, so you can see on that background paper it has a metallic sheen on those coral shapes, but it also has these pre-printed starfish and shells in the bottom right that I'm going to work around and kind of inspire you guys to use these papers. I think they're great. Especially if you don't have a design in mind, it kind of takes up part of the layout for you, so you don't have to worry about it. And I've been loving using some of these older types of products. I've had these paper pads for a few years now. I actually won a giveaway with DCWV a while back, and this was one of my prizes, so I'm really grateful to have these paper pads and to really just have such a unique set of colors and textures. What I really love about this paper pad is there's a ton of metallic finishes and pearl finishes, and there's also some like wallpaper textured ones, so some like linens, which is just so unique, and I love using those, especially on non-beach layouts. I don't know why. Here I'm just layering my two photos on two pieces of the pattern paper. I have that dark navy and then I have that sand color. Now, like I mentioned, the entire background that I have pulled out here has a pearl finish, so it is a little bit distracting, and I want to keep things minimal in terms of the color and the embellishments that I want to add on top of this, and you'll see how that kind of develops. I do look for a ton of beach things, which I know I have, I'm just not sure where they are. Although I'm also not sure that they're the right color scheme or anything like that. I know that some of them weren't, because I do end up finding some of them, and they did not fit the mood and feel for this particular layout, but I do continue forward. I pull out two washi tapes. I have this navy sort of lined one, and then I have this scrolled one, which is more of a tealy blue, that really emphasizes the accent colors in those pre-printed shells down below. And again, it's really not showing you guys the pearl finish, so you'll have to wait till the end to see that. I did struggle with putting these washi tapes on straight, which is fine. They don't need to be perfect. But then I pull out some really old supplies, and that's these basic gray rub-ons. And this is from one of their Holy Cow collections, which I don't remember too much from Basic Gray. I was late to the Basic Gray train before they stopped making paper. And I pull out this summer set, and I use this Summer Rejuvenation sort of rub-on that's silver, which still works well. Like I said, lots of metallic finishes. We have like a pearl finish on this particular paper pad, so I thought the silver still fit well. Didn't need to go down the gold route, even though it's a typical color to bring in with the nautical theme or the beach theme. This time we're using silver. Now it does take me quite a bit of time to actually rub this on, but it does go on pretty smoothly. And like I said, these are very old, so and if you're having issues with rub-ons, I've heard that heating them up works. So I actually breathe onto the paper quite a few times to help that process. It just loosens it up from the backing paper. And there's my beautiful hair. So you can see that I'm doing that a few times and checking in on the progress of it. Because you have to be really delicate, especially when you're trying to do word rub-ons, because if you mess it up, then it could completely be a different word. So watching out for that's important. So I apologize for my head getting in the way a few times, but the rub out is done, and I am so excited that it turned out so well. So there's a up-close version of it. And I'm going to continue with this sort of setup with my cut apart as my title on the left-hand side. And again, that's pearlized as well. And then I'm going to try to find some embellishments in my new embellishment organization here. So I flip to the blues and start looking. I find a couple of things. I find some labels that I like. I find some, a couple of these old Studio Calico sort of nautical pieces. I couldn't tell you a year or a collection, but I would say at least back to 2016. And I do find my Doodlebug summer themed items, but again, those are not themed for this sort of beach layout. They're more themed for like summer and fun, and like more so kid photos than these regal colors that I've decided to go for this beach photo. So I pulled out a bunch of those pieces, anchors, a little boat, the navy pieces, a little banner that says "You float my boat." I thought that was precious. And I will stack these together sort of like they are now, but a few adjustments. And then I also go through my brand specific collection of die cuts because I have those organized a little bit differently. And as I go through those, I do not find anything, but I do remember I have these We Are Memory Keepers High Five Collection puffy stickers, which have whales in them. Now, whales aren't specific to the beach, obviously, and we did not see a whale today at the beach, but I thought they would add a nice dark navy element to this layout, so I decided to use them. I'm lucky enough to have a Xyron sticker machine, so what I did with this vellum piece is I used the sticker machine to put adhesive all across the back of it so you can't tell that there's adhesive at all because it is transparent somewhat. I don't do that for all of the vellum pieces because the darker ones hide the glue really, really well, so I didn't have to worry about it as much. So I put this label right there, which I believe is from Pretty Little Studio. Love, love, love it. And then my tip, especially for this video, is to use your old chipboard to act as foam or as an additional layer behind your pieces. So here I grabbed some of this really old chipboard that I'd finished off last year from Christmas, and I'm starting to put the pieces behind this element here so that I can use it to boost up my element as if it were fun foam. And it's just a great way to use additional items that might end up in the landfill and might not be recycled. It's just a great way to reduce our waste and to reuse packaging. And it works beautifully. It has a nice firm platform for it. So here I start building out my layers, and like I said, I don't use my Xyron on these little pieces, mainly because the dark color helps cover up any adhesive you can see through it because it is dark. I go back to the washi tape I had picked out and start layering some strips down here as well. I just thought a nice pop of that light blue and dark blue would be nice to have stagger. And also build out a cluster beneath this, sort of really attaching to something so it's not floating. And then I decided to move this little boat die cut up and put it to the top left of the photo up there. Now there is some awkward spacing on this layout, I will say, and I'm not sure where my journaling will go. I think it might end up in that little label box. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask Sam about this particular day at the beach. Since it was July 4th weekend, I think we might have packed snacks and stuff, but I can't remember if we had a picnic or not. So here I'm layering that little boat and some of these Amy Tangerine phrase stickers to create a cluster in the top left. I really love those phrase stickers. They're the perfect shade of blue for so many different things. It's almost like a baby blue, but like pastel version, like super pastel version. Then I go in with the Ride the Tide Spiegel Mom Scrap sequins, which have a navy and a like pearlized colors as well that match perfectly. So I picked those out, and that will be it for this layout. I do put a lot of these down, I will say, and I even put some down around the rub-on to really emphasize this pre-built out, like as if it were die cuts, just accenting it. I think it's important to include those in on our designs, and really accenting them with sequins helps. So here is the close-ups of the finished layout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I have plenty more beach photos to scrap, but I'm not sure how I want to scrapbook them all yet. Hopefully I can come up with something like this next time where it's innovative and not the same thing over and over again. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you guys again very soon in another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.